The Story of the Original Santa Claus. We've got enough Christmas movies. There are classics like Miracle on 34th Street and It's a Wonderful Life. Then we have the TV shorts like Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph and The Grinch. And then there's newer classics that are actually getting older now too, like A Christmas Story, Home Alone, and Christmas Vacation. We don't need more Christmas movies. Our family, along with millions of others, watch the same movies each and every year. And we don't have time for newer movies to fit into that rotation. And when we do watch those newer movies, we usually watch them one time and then just go back to the classics because of that strong nostalgic attachment to them. All of this is leading me up to saying Klaus is excellent. It feels like it could become a 21st century Christmas classic. It's endlessly charming, and my goodness does that ending stick the perfect landing. Klaus is the story of a spoiled rich kid whose father is the postmaster general. He doesn't want to work, he just wants to live the good life. But his dad wants him to have some work ethic, and after years of putting up with his shenanigans, he forces him to deliver mail in a cold town way up north, full of families that are constantly feuding with each other. He isn't allowed to come home until he delivers thousands of pieces of mail to prove to his dad that he can hold down a job. But guess what? Nobody in this town is sending mail to each other because they hate each other. None of this sounds like the makings of a Christmas classic, but things slowly start to come together when Jasper, our protagonist, concocts a scheme to get people to want to send letters to each other so he can meet his quota and go home and resume doing nothing. Klaus features Jason Schwartzman, J.K. Simmons, Rashida Jones, Will Sasso, Joan Cusack, and the late great Norm Macdonald in his final movie role. None of those people are what makes Klaus so good. I would have been fine if it was just a bunch of unknown actors, but having them was just a nice extra touch. The animation is striking, and it has that classic Disney feel, but it's not a Disney film. The charm of the movie is in getting to know the characters and their motivations and then seeing them grow and learn as the movie progresses. It took me 20 minutes or so to get into the groove of the story, but once I did, I was locked in, and when it ended, I stood up and proclaimed, "This is probably the best Christmas movie that I have seen since Christmas Chronicles, which is probably the best Christmas movie that I have seen since Home Alone." Klaus went straight to Netflix, which is probably why it isn't a movie people really have on their radar. I know you're going to make time for the Christmas classics this Christmas, those movies that you grew up with, but this year, just try something a little bit different. Give Klaus a chance. You may end up with a new annual holiday movie to enjoy with your family. Delivering the mail, disappointing your father, Dutch doors, hanging out with Santa, painting carousels, snowy towns.